Hi, Bob McGilpin here, and today I have a Gemtone Saffire. It's a 20 watt Vox style amplifier. A couple changes been made in the Vox. Vox is typically a pretty bright amplifier. The AC30 and the AC15. This basically has the same top boost channel, the interactive treble and bass with a cut as well. And we've got a volume and a master volume. The master volume is a little bit different in that it's a dual gang post-phase inverter master volume. It's a little smoother, and when you bring down the volume it doesn't change the tone as much. But a couple things that we've done is in order to fatten up the amp just a little bit, change the first coupling cap to allow more frequencies to pass through, and we altered the tone stack just a little bit to bring out a little bit more of the mids around the 1000 to 1200 hertz range, which is really good for both live and recording purposes. Typically that's where you end up boosting the amp anyway. But let's take a listen at a typical kind of Voxy, just a rhythm. That's a very low level, maybe about 2 or 3 on the volume. But to get more of the actual Vox tone, we would bring up the treble and the bass a little bit to get that scoop. So you'll... That's starting to get a little bit of that Vox jangle in that upper end. Sometimes I'll use the cut to take some of that real high treble out of there, but you get the idea. It's a great amp for Strat or Tele, rhythm guitar parts. Typically, you know, a lot of country will use this style amp to get that electric rhythm going. But it also can get a little bit funky here. Let's just bring up the volume just a little bit, and you'll hear real good for, especially for Telly, that chicken picking stuff. We're still in a very clean range. What we can do here is start to add, well, first let me just put it on this neck pickup to show you that it gets a really nice that almost basement-like snap to it. Just boosting just a little bit of high and a little bit of bass on there as well. And hey, I'm sitting right next to the amplifier, and it is pretty quiet, so it's very well shielded and a nice quiet amp. But it can start to get that nice Vox style crunch to it, but I think it's a little bit smoother with the mid-range in there the way it is. break up just a little bit. Turn down the master just a little bit, bring up the volume, and you'll start to get a really nice solid crunch. Sitting a little bit close here, starting to feed back. But now the question is, can the amp really rock? So let's switch guitars here real quick. Use a humbucker on it. Gets a really nice humbucker tone. Once again, to get the same tone out of Vox AC30, you pretty much got to crank it all the way open, and the people in the first row are going to be begging for mercy. So. Here's a humbucker. The amp, it rocks, it's solid with a Strat, it's solid with humbuckers, it's got a little thicker sound than your standard Vox amplifier, but not quite a Marshall. It records excellent, great for live performances. It's about 20 watts, so you can use it in the club without blowing people out. The cut control is really nice for taking out those ultra highs that you can sometimes get with single coil pickups, but it's a great all-around amp. I think you should own it. It's a Gemtone Saffire, 20 watts. It is rock solid and just begging for you to play. Gemtone amplifiers. Come back and see me sometime. Okay, let's take a look at the standard Vox tone stack to see what we've done to it here. As you can see, there's quite a bit of bass that is allowed to pass through, and that's primarily because they have filtered out so much bass in that first preamp stage by using a 560 PF filtering cap. So with more bass allowed to pass through by using a 0015 coupling cap, we don't need quite as much bass coming through. So what we've done is used a different size cap here, a .010 instead of a .022, and as you can see, that reduces just the low bass. We're talking in the 50 hertz, 60 hertz, 70 hertz. At 100 hertz, it's only down 1 dB. Another thing that we've done is allow a little more mid frequencies by changing the mid resistor from a 10 to a 15K. And you'll see what that does is that now boosts in a very pleasing range at about 1000 hertz. That boosts us up about 3 dB, maintaining our bass and just slightly enhancing our treble a little bit. And the last thing that we did was change the 47 PF tone capacitor to a 90, and you'll see what that does. Now, this gives us in this very pleasing range from 1000 up to about 3000. At 1000 it gives us about a 4 dB boost, and up around 3000 a 2 or 3 dB boost, and then it levels back out again. But you can see that now we have more pleasing mid-range and just a little bit more high-end, not a lot, and by allowing more bass we've basically got about the same amount of bass passing through. You can see that the interactive tone controls, by boosting the bass and boosting the treble, they interact, and what you do is you get a notching effect. And you can see now the notch, instead of down around 1000 hertz where that's where your tone is, you're now notching out around the 400, 400 and 500 range, depending on how much you boost it. And those are frequencies that you're normally cutting out anyway in your EQ when you're mixing the song. So you've got a lot of tone there now passing through that's going to allow this to cut through a track when you're recording, and it's why it makes the amp such a very good recording amp. So that's what we've done to the tone stack to make this amp sound absolutely amazing.